What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to be checking out some Gears of War 5 gameplay, by request of course in the comment section of some of my YouTube videos. And let me tell you guys something, you don't even have to tell me twice to go ahead and load up some Gears of War to get some gameplay for you guys. No hesitation at all. One of my favorite games ever out there, well, for a shooter of course. And the best part about this whole thing is the lack of skill-based matchmaking. God, you can't even beg me to hop on Modern Warfare Cold War to even grind out gameplay at all for YouTube footage. It's just not happening. That's why the majority of the time you always see classic games over here. You see some Halo, some Gears, some Battlefield, a lot of Call of Duty 4, World at War, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, all different stuff on this channel because that's just what I enjoy playing. But it's fantastic because in Gears of War 5, I have an option if I want to sweat or if I want to play casual. And here I go. I hopped into a casual game where everybody is playing casual. And I just wanted to hop on for one game too. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't ready to, log on, put in some hours, go into ranked, because when I do log on with that mindset, I want to play ranked. I love competing in Gears of War. But at the same time, in situations like this, where it's like 2 in the morning, I just want to hop on for 1 or 2 games just to get a couple of Gears of War clips or just maybe enjoy a game at night, What's wrong with just trying to kick back and enjoy a game? And I'm able to do that. In Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Modern Warfare, there's not a possible chance. Same thing with Vanguard. In the freaking beta, the game isn't even out yet. And in the beta, you can't even hop on just to get a couple of games to test out the game and see if it's good or not. Throughout this whole weekend, that is the main thing that I've been hearing from pretty much every content creator and just every casual player who just wants to try out Vanguard. That's all I've been hearing. Skill-based matchmaking is stupidly thick. It's extremely campy. And honestly, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I think the map designs don't look too bad. Now, again, I haven't played the beta personally. Everything that I'm going off of right now is from other content creators and people who actually got to experience this game. But the maps actually look pretty unique and creative in my personal opinion. I think the biggest complaint from a lot of people was Red Star or whatever that map was, the snowy styled map. But honestly, it looks like the same size as Block from Call of Duty 4. Truly, I don't think they look that bad. But what it comes down to is how the players play on these maps. You have to understand they're doing the same thing they did in Modern Warfare. They're bringing back kill streaks instead of score streaks. And the main objective for a lot of players when they hop on a game of Call of Duty is to get these streaks, Not too many people care about score or objective. That's why the biggest, most populated game mode that's on Call of Duty for across all the games, from the very beginning all the way up to now, TDM was probably the most popular thing out there. And in TDM, there's not really any OBJ. It's just kill or be killed. So when it comes to Call of Duty 6v6, the popularity always came around kill streaks, or the streaks that are in the game, even score streaks, if you want to be more specific. And in order to get kill streaks, you don't get them by capturing flags or getting on a hard point, you get them by getting simply kills. So when that is the whole objective in a brand new Call of Duty game, the majority of the fan base is going to be camping, playing slow, holding angles, using a lot of assault rifles with scopes, and trying to pluck up as many kills as they can as safely as possible, because you got to keep in mind, these are brand new maps too, and typically when new maps come out, nobody knows what they're doing. They don't know the rotations, they don't know where to go, they don't know what is what on each story of the building, what can be destructible, what can't, where snipers like to go to, LMG players like to gravitate around, where shotgun players go. There's so many different things to maps that it's overwhelming sometimes. So a lot of people, when it's their first experience on it, they camp and they play slow and they take their time until they understand where they're going. But these maps would not be as bad if the skill-based matchmaking wasn't so thick, because for casual players, even though it's a new experience, typically casuals like to push around and still explore, see what's around, especially in a beta. You're experiencing a brand new game. Go and look around. None of your stats are tracking. They're not going to follow anything here. You're not saving your rank. Just look around, enjoy the game, explore new things, find new spots, interact with the map. That's what a lot of casuals will do. But instead of finding other casuals, people who just want to lay back and explore the game, a lot of these people who are able to play the beta and content creators are only finding either A, other content creators, or B, other kids who are just naturally sweaty, people who just like to compete in Call of Duty. And because of this, instead of being able to enjoy the game, people were forced to use meta weapons 24/7, camp, abuse angles, go for kill streaks, so on and so forth. That, hands down, is one of the biggest problems that happened during the beta for Weekend 1. But there's a lot more. That's not even, close to being the only issue that we saw here. Now, a lot of things were going down with the audio. People were actually saying footsteps were way too low, which honestly, in my personal opinion, again, I listened to some gameplay, I saw some gameplay, I can agree. At a certain point, it becomes impossible to know where anybody's at, and it basically becomes permanent dead silence. They need to be able to find a medium point. Honestly, I think Black Ops Cold War did it pretty nicely, to be completely honest with you. I have no problems with footsteps in that game, whether I'm running dead silence or not running dead silence. And when other people aren't running dead silence, silence is decent enough that I can figure out where the enemies are at, but at the same time, it's not completely giving away their position that, they can't defend themselves. But it seems like they were worried that they were going to run into the same situation as Modern Warfare, so they just said, forget it, we're dumping the noise all the way down. To me, that's not going to be a big issue. I feel like Sledgehammer's going to be able to polish that off. I just hope and pray to God they don't go through a bouncing effect where they put it way too high, and then they nerf it back down to nothing again, and then they put it way too high again. Please, just find a medium point, test it out. Don't just blatantly throw it in the game, test it out, and see if it's going to work. Because I'm going to be completely honest, Battlefield 5 has left me scarred for life after the time to kill changes, just going from stupidly high to very low, back to high to low. Oh my God. I'm scarred for life, I think. And also, according to a lot of players out there, the PlayStation 4 version of this game is playing like absolute crap. So it seems like we're going to be running into the same situation of a game like Black Ops 3, where they were trying to push people out of last gen, but there's still some individuals who were there. They didn't want to miss out on the money. So they still put out a copy for last gen, but it was not the best copy, and that's what it seems like it's going to be for Call of Duty Vanguard. The game runs horribly, performance is absolute crap, visuals are absolute crap. It's to be expected. As new hardware comes out, games just evolve, they change, and I know it really sucks. If I was still playing on console, I'll be salty because, I like to save money. I'm not a big money spender, so trust me, I'll be holding on to a PS4 for as long as I possibly could until it's time to finally switch over to a PS5. I couldn't play with other people. Like now, I'll probably switch over to a PS5 because, for example, Battlefield 2042, another game that's going to have, crossplay and stuff like that. But next gen and past gen are going to be in different servers. You can't play with last gen players because they can only play with, 64 total players compared to next gen where we play with 128 players, and I'm guessing better destructibility and more environmental changes. It's going to be a completely different experience. Same thing with Vanguard. So that's pretty depressing to hear because right now it's nearly impossible to get a PS5. I don't know what to tell you guys. I truly don't. I don't want you guys to waste your money. I know it's not going to be worth it because I can even tell you I have a base PS4 and the Alpha, the freaking Alpha, which was only a 2v2 or 3v3, could barely perform good enough on my system. It was working. I could still play, but I could tell the performance was bad. And then Black Ops Cold War, again, that was pretty bad as well. So maybe if you have a PS4 Pro, it might work a little bit better, but the base model is just, it's bad. Make sure you guys do a little bit more research before deciding on anything, because I know a lot of you guys don't get Call of Duty for multiplayer, but just for campaign. And even for that, it's going to be game-changing. Between the visuals, the animations, the destruction in the actual game itself, it's going to be night and day difference between a last-gen console and next-gen for even campaigns, zombies, the whole game altogether. Another complaint that I frequently saw all across the internet were the spawns in Call of Duty Vanguard. But again, another thing that's just to be expected. Every single beta that's ever been released for Call of Duty has the worst spawns that I've ever seen in my whole life. So this is something that I want to see polished off by at least the second beta weekend. So when PC, Xbox, and PS4 or PS5 have their cross-play beta and stuff like that, hopefully the spawns will be a bit better because they've learned their mistakes in the first weekend. But again, I'm going to cut them slack on this one because it's just to be expected at this point. But God help us, if the spawns are still just as bad as I saw in some of these video clips, I mean, seriously, just straight aiming at a spawn point and watching people spawn to your scope. If it's that bad, yeah, you're going to be hearing some rants about it. And this right here actually makes me really salty because this is a game-breaking feature. The gunplay, one of the most crucial things to an FPS title. I don't know how I feel about it. Not only is the visibility awful in Vanguard, but at least, Sledgehammer Games has responded to that, so they're going to be working on visibility problems and stuff like that for the future. So, again, fingers crossed for the second beta, that will be improved on, I hope. But when you actually fire a weapon in Call of Duty Vanguard, it looks horrible. You can't even track an enemy in this game. And I feel like this might be polished off when it goes over to the PC port. Managing recoil with a mouse is a lot different than managing recoil with a controller, so you never know, it might be a little bit more polished off, but it's very hard to track enemies, shoot weapons, and just maintain a consistent flow of gunplay in this title. Now, of course, I haven't touched the game yet, so I don't know how it's going to play, but just by simply watching a lot of clips, a lot of footage of Call of Duty Vanguard gameplay, I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie to you, I kinda cringe every time I see someone get into a gunfight depending on the weapon that they're using. Certain weapons they look so bad when they're firing, and oh god, I really hope this is polished off because it might feel good, but if it looks like that, it's just gonna be like, it's going to be one of those love-hate situations that are just going to be impossible to cope with. But guys, that pretty much sums up all the major topics that I've seen just going around all over the internet and stuff like that. I just want to give my 2 cents on how I feel about it off of the footage and the gameplay that I've witnessed about this game. I'm kind of in between. Like I said, I haven't played it, so I don't really have a personal opinion. But so far, I like certain aspects about the game, but just the way the individuals and the people are playing it are just... God, I watch some of these people play it, and I'm like, if I had to be versing these people right now, I'd probably just go back and hop on World at War. Seriously, just to get a better, more casual experience out of COD. It just looks like these individuals are just going all out right now, trying to get footage, dogs, a $1 million tournament. It's ridiculous. But guys, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live stream some video games I do over on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.